Okay, and we're live again. Day three, and it has been awesome. Yes, of course, it has been very a lot of work, right? But still so much work to do, and we'll keep doing it, yeah, right? Because this, like we have set out, and like God had it planned, is for the rising of a lot of men. And even if it is just one man that rose or decided to arise based on challenge, it is pleasing in God's eyes. I hope you've been blessed the first 2 days. Today is arise quickly. Arise quickly out of the box. Arise quickly out of the box. And this one is uh is beyond my thoughts, right? Because I never really saw this one coming. But we thank God that God has brought us to the point where we can talk about it. Let's thrash it out. All right. So, arise out of the box. What does this really mean? I think we should let's look at the no, not this one. I mean, not this one, not the one. So let's look at the text, and we're going to be looking at the book of Acts. The book of Acts. Okay, so turn with me to the book of Acts, chapter 11. Acts chapter 11. And we'll be looking from verse 7. Thank you. Acts chapter 11 and verse 7. It says there, no, not Acts 11. I apologize. Acts chapter 12. Sorry about this. So, Acts chapter 12. The part that we'll really be focusing on there is where the angel appeared to Peter. It says there, and behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. A light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. His chain fell off from his hands. Yeah, so he says the chain fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, Get up thyself and bind on thy sandals. So he did. And he said unto him, Cast thy garment upon thee and follow me. I will speak briefly about this, but just give me 1 minute. So I will just explain briefly what this is explaining to us, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some light from it, right? So what am I talking about is light shone. Light is shining, light is beginning to shine. And one of the things that will make us know that light is beginning to shine is this. I want to show this first. All right. So if you see this is some sort of excerpt from CNN 10. I mean, I was having conversations with my sons, and we're talking generally about social media and what social media is doing right now, blah 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 blah, and how some countries have banned social media and how it's going from place to place and all that. And this is what Australia decided to do or place some restriction on as concerns social media. No more autoplay videos, no more endless scrolling feeds, no more beauty filters. I mean, and this is kind of centered around their minors, like age 16 and below and all that, right? But What is social media doing to this generation? What is social media doing to this generation is what I want us to look at today. So if you have any man, you know that man is consistently fiddling his phone, going through any form of social media, because there's so much today that you can't even keep counts, right? You know the man that is always looking at his phone when everybody sleeps. He's always waking up to his phone early in the morning without doing any other thing. Then you are dealing with what we want to talk about today. Either you are a single man or you are a married man. You know yourself. You know how much you interact with your videos. You know how much you interact with your phone. You know how much you interact with any application on your phone. This is for you, because you are living in a box. Yes, I know this story has to do with the story of the martyrs in the Bible. It's a serious situation that has to do with the apostles. But as the Holy Spirit has laid it on my heart, this shows us an example of what social media is doing to our generation right now. And we need to sit up about it. We need to sit up about it. Otherwise, we're wasting our time. Why did I say this? If you are, either it is Meta or it's YouTube or it's Facebook or WhatsApp, whatever it is that you are dealing with, it's a box. It's in your phone. It's in your tab. It's in your TV. It's a box. It's a prison. Now, just prior to that verse that I read, the Bible says there, it says in the second verse of that chapter, Acts chapter 12, it says, and now about that time, Herod king, he was talking about King Herod. He said, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. He killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. Many men have lost their vision. To this box I'm talking about, many men have lost their life. They have lost their marriages. They've lost their children. They've lost the lineage. They've lost the dream that God has for their life based on this thing that I'm talking about. They've lost it. They've lost it. Completely lost it. They have lost it. So we're dealing with a serious situation here. We're not dealing with a situation that is playing with you. No. I know that to you, it's just there's no big deal. You guys shouldn't make a big deal out of nothing. It's just social media. It's helping us. It has benefit. In fact, the conversation that my sons and I had, one of them was arguing it out. This is beneficial. We should not say it's not beneficial. There are some benefits to it. I understand there's some benefits to it, no doubt. Right? But there is more harm than good based on your understanding of what you are dealing with. If you do not know what you are dealing with, you are in serious issues. If you don't know what you are dealing with. Now, let's dive in. So John has been killed based on this situation. And this same person that killed John grabbed Peter. And Peter was thrown in the prison. If you see Peter's posture in that prison, you will know that Peter has even given up. He has given up on himself. If you see the believers also that were praying for Peter, but they didn't have faith in the prayer that they were praying for Peter. Because eventually, when Peter was released or he escaped from this prison, by the help of intervention of God, he got to the house. They didn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe what their eyes are seeing. Right? And that's the situation that we're talking about. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. Thank you, admin. This is perfect. This is perfect. They couldn't believe it. What their eyes were seeing. They couldn't believe it. Because they were praying out of fear that this guy is gone. This guy is gone. This guy is gone. So whatever it is that you are struggling with in your phone right now, either it's an application or some sorts of some games, or it is social media, today wants to review, our attempt is to reveal to you the damage that multimedia, social media, targeted media is doing to your marriage. Some people is just multimedia, right? So it's just, you're just interacting with videos, you're interacting with songs, with audios. You think that they are just neutral agents. They are not neutral agents. They can be used for good, they can be used for bad, but mostly they are used for bad. Do you have musical videos in your phone? Are those musical videos with revealing bodies? Do you think it's doing something to your heart? No, you don't think so, because you believe that you are strong enough, you're a man, you know how to handle yourself. But no, it's hardening your heart every time. Now, for you, you feel that you are an expert. If it's affecting you, but it's not affecting you so much because your heart is already hardened, but it's hardening it more and more. But for your child, for your friend, their own heart is still soft. Their own heart is still fleshy. Their own heart is not hardened yet. When they see it, the amount of effect it will have on them, especially children, because their brains are not fully developed yet, is multiplicative compared to yours. So you can handle it, but then it sends your son or your daughter into a lifetime of addiction, a lifetime of suffering, a lifetime of confusion, a lifetime of misplaced identity. So I'm coming here today to tell you, arise quickly out of the box. Arise quickly out of the box. The earlier you arise quickly out of the box, the better for you. Arise quickly out of the box. That's what I've come to tell you today. Arise quickly out of the box. Now, if we'll go a little deeper, let's now look at Peter. Let's quickly look at Peter and see what we can do about this. It says there that, and when Herod, I'm reading verse 6 now, and I'll go to verse 7. It says, and when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with chains. And the keepers before the door kept the prison. Now, prior to this, it has told us how solid the security system is. I'll explain this briefly. Before this, it said in verse 4 that, and when he had apprehended him, that's he caught Peter, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions. I don't know how to pronounce it, but in other versions, he called them squads of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. The devil is just keeping you in a box. It's keeping you in a box so that after a while, it can release you. It can release you to uselessness. After years of your life, after years of your marriage, after years, it will now release you. It will release you to a lot of unaccomplished dreams. That's his intention. That's his intention. Don't let him win. Don't let him win. The devil is not going to win. We are not going to let him win. And we're on this together. We are not going to let the devil win. Arise quickly today out of the box. Now, speaking of this kind of security that Peter was subjected to, that, as far as I was given, is the reason why Peter will go to the extent of throwing away everything. If you read down the verse, he talked about how he yanked off his sandals, yanked off his clothes. I mean, if you are in the tropical region of any part of the world, you might not be able to understand this as much as I'm explaining. But if you happen to be in any maybe temperate region, or let's say North America, for example, where the sun is cold. The sun is cold, my brother. The sun can be shining very hot, and the kind of cold wind that is still blowing will make you know that you should put on some sort of jacket. Yes, it might not be a winter jacket, but you need to put on some sort of layer, to cover yourself, to protect yourself. Otherwise, you'll be shivering inside the sun, and you don't want to be shivering inside the sun. So what am I saying is he yanked off his clothes out of out of out of lost hope. Lost hope. So there are many men today that you fiddle with your phone, you interact with these social media apps, you interact with some sort of games in your phone, and this has brought you to nothingness. Like in the sense that it takes up a chunk of your time, it takes up a chunk of your brain resources, it takes up a chunk of your relationship with your wife, with your children. It takes up a chunk of your health, because most times also you fiddle with these things at the time when you are supposed to be sleeping and resting. It takes up the chunk of your life without you knowing. And you have tried to say, I need to stop this thing, but you just keep giving up. You can't help yourself. Now let me tell you why you cannot help yourself. I spoke of Social Dilemma, the documentary that my wife and I watched with our sons a couple of years back, and we'll keep watching it again and talking about it. I mean, social media, our social media guide is a conversation that in my family we have, or we try to have, every Thursday. It's a rule that we must have that conversation every Thursday to say, oh, what else can we do? What else has come up? These people, what else have they brought up? Because there are software developers working every day on that thing you think is a joke. You think it's a joke? You think this is a joke? I think one major general talked about this in Nigeria. You think this is a joke? What you are joking with is not playing with you. It's serious business. Now, if it was just serious business, good business, it would have been good. But it's not serious business for your advantage. It's serious business for the extreme advantage of the owners. And of course, the devil is eating under it and using it to perpetrate his own agenda. It's serious business. What they have set in place in terms of algorithm, in terms of suggestions, in terms of features like autoplay and stuff like that, then they bring some sort of community feature that will tell you, this person is watching this, do you want to watch it? So person liked this, do you want to like it? So person appreciated this, you want to appreciate it. And they are doing all that, then they'll tell you 1 million people have watched this. So the moment they say 1 million people have watched it, you want to watch it. They say, oh, this is what is trending right now. What's your business with what is trending? What really is your business with what is trending? You are not done putting your life in order. You are not done putting your marriage in order. You are not done putting your family in order. You want to see what's trending. Please, who punished us? Who got us to this point? Who got us to this point? You are looking for viral video. What in the world is your problem? What is it? What when we talk about virus, I have a science background, right? So I know about virus. I can't recall anything that is good about virus. They are good bacteria, right? But virus, I can't recall anything that is good about virus. The major things that we know about virus nowadays, they are things that nobody wants to associate with. So why do you want to associate yourself with a viral video? Why? What's your business with a viral video? Are they going to ask you for you to make money in that your business? Or are they going to ask you in class for your study? Or what? They are not. They are not. So, but these things are security systems that these big dogs, big companies have put in place with their applications, with all forms of multimedia, social media, targeted media, to make sure that you cannot escape. So I was explaining to my son, the one that was trying to make a case for was trying to make a case for social media. So I say, yes, I agree with you. Yes, it's correct. But you can not really be clean with this thing. Myself and one of my very good friend, I mean, we're talking a couple of years ago. Um, talking a couple of years ago about the way you can take your social media apps. Let's say any form of meta apps, for example, let's say Facebook or something, and you can tell them your suggestions. You can tell them this is what you want, this is what you don't want, stuff like that. You can say, oh, I not interested and all that. Now, after pressing not interested, your feeds can be clean for a while. But while your feed is being clean for a while, there's also the design that will make some things that you don't want to see. Provocative video, revealing video, nudity, any form of stuff like that. Violence, there's a lot of videos now that shows fight, vulgar comedy and all that. They might pop up. When they pop up, the curiosity in you might say, oh, I don't like this. But what are they even talking about? Why is this person swinging their hands like this? Why are they so agitated? Let me even see what they're saying. And then you increase the volume a bit, you linger maybe 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, you're like, no, I'm bigger than this. I don't want this. So you push it off and you leave. That 10 seconds, sir, or ma, that 10 seconds has already signed you up for 10 more, 20 more of those feeds tomorrow. So you thought you have escaped, but the fact that you have watched it, you've lingered for a while, has suggested to the application that I like this thing. I would like to see more of this thing because I lingered for 10 seconds. You didn't swipe. And then it will now bring 10 more. Now, your energy was able to swipe in 10 seconds for the first one, the one for yesterday. Now, when they send you 10 or 20 more today, you get weaker and weaker. So the first one comes and you're like, I said I don't want this thing again, you swipe it. The second one comes and you're like, what's this one? Can you imagine? Oh, this one is a Latino, or this one is whatever it is, right? And you watch it 20 seconds. They will send another one. You watch it 21 seconds, send another one, 30 seconds. Before you know, the battle you thought you won yesterday, you found yourself drowning in it again today. In fact, before you realize, 20 minutes has gone, 30 minutes are gone, and you're on the application. I was telling them over how I banned myself from Facebook. I do work on Facebook. We send out content on Facebook. Sorry for that. We interact with content to see what content it is that we can push out to people, to help people, to sensitize people, to activate some good reactions in people every day on social media. But still, you can be held captive. Even me, myself. Even pastors can be held captive with what we're talking about. Especially when you use these things as coping mechanism. Your mind, your brain kind of has gotten used to the fact that whenever I'm stressed, what I need to do is I need to feed on social media. I need to feed on social. Thank you. So sorry about that. So I I I told myself that, sorry about the network play. So the security system has been set such that you cannot escape. Okay, I had to do a switch there. I apologize. So I think we're on a much stronger provider now. Beautiful. So let's round up. We need to round up 6 minutes. So the security system is set such that you can't escape. When you think you can escape, you are joking. You are a joker. So how do we get free from this? Now pay attention to this. How do we get free from this? Learn to get out of the box. The solution is so simple. It's so simple that it's difficult to get for most people. It's so simple that it's difficult to get. Get out of the box. Get out of the box. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Get out of the box. How do you get out of the box? Set systems in place that would allow you to know when you are not supposed to fiddle with these applications. Yeah, I think it's better now. So, how do we get solutions to this? Get out of the box. So, there should be a time of your day, of your week. It doesn't even have to be daily. Nobody says that you need to visit social media or visit applications on your phone daily. Set, set, bind yourself to a restriction. Bind yourself to a restriction. Whenever my family goes to bed, whenever after all of us have said prayers together, we do not revisit. We do not revisit. I don't revisit my phone. I do it. I've tried it. And it has worked for me. I tried it and it has worked for me. Right? You don't revisit it. Just keep it away. Find a place where you keep it. It's not beside your bed. So you don't wake up in the middle of the night and you're thinking of that. You can wake up in the middle of the night and reflect on your life. You can wake up in the middle of the night and pray. Spend time praying. You can wake up in the middle of the night and think about your next 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years. You can wake up in the middle of the night and have a conversation with your wife. You can wake up in the middle of the night and plan something in your future, or go over something that happened in your past so that you can make it better. You can review things. You can wake up and just sit down and be looking. You don't have to interact with anything in the box. Get out of the box. So arise quickly. Arise quickly now, going forward. Arise quickly so that you can be set free. So that you can be set free from the box. Arise quickly. The moment Peter arose, after the angel has tapped him and he got up, he said the shackles fell off. See, these things that is holding you to social media, that is holding you to applications, it's a mirage. The moment you understand some of these things that I've explained, you'll be set free. So arise quickly. Arise quickly. Get up now. Make a decision today that, oh, this application, I'm not interacting with you again. I will only interact with you for 30 minutes every day. And this is what I'm going to look at in those 30 minutes. So anything that shows up that is not in line with that, I will remove it. That is what today is about. That is what today is about. And we're hoping that we will be able to achieve helping you to get out of the bondage that you have been placed based on this thing. based on this thing. I'm praying that this would have helped somebody. I'm praying that you would have shared this with someone that will sensitize the person to also be able to fight and win the battle over social media, over targeted media. Targeted media is even worse. Maybe we'll look at that more some other day. Over social media, over multimedia of any sort. And you'll be able to get out of that phone, out of that tab, and be able to focus on what you need to focus on in your marriage, in your life, and in your journey here as a child of God. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep to our 30 minutes time, and there's still so much to unpack with this topic. Most likely we're going to revisit it and talk about those other parts down the 30-day of this challenge. Thank you so much for hanging out with us at social media. We love you. Try to interact, like, post your comments. Questions are welcomed. Share with families and friends. Even share with your enemies. Share with them. Share with as many men as you know in your life. I will appreciate it. We thank you for that, and God bless you. Bye-bye.